Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gill Stadium here in the Queen City of Manchester, New Hampshire. You are watching the highlight guy, Jason Roby, calling all the action with you. And Steve Cody's the man on the moving pictures. We started about 20 minutes early, so I'm about as surprised as you are. Nashua deferred the opening coin toss. They kicked it out of bounds. Penalty gave the ball to Londonderry, and they'll start on first down. They'll go right up the gut on first down. Ball will be carried by number 1. That is for Londonderry. That is Jackson Ball. Rather, we'll call that Asen Cuevas, the running back for the Londonderry Lancers. We saw a great game between these two teams in the regular season matchup at Souhegan High School. It was a 16-8 Nashua win, and it came down to the last play of the game. With 1 second on the clock, was knocked down in the end zone. Second down and about 9 for the Lancers. It's going to be a dead ball play, and it looked like the Cougars had that one sniffed out. So it's going to bring them back about 5 yards on a false start penalty. Or rather, it's going to move them forward. Must have had an encroachment penalty. So it's going to be second down and about 5. I had a 50-50 shot of getting that one right. I got it wrong. So, hey, 500 is a pretty good batting average. All right. Second down and 5 for the Lancers as they huddle up here. The varsity roster was just handed to me from Londonderry, so thank you for that. I apologize if I got a few names wrong in the JV game. I'll blame everybody but myself. Okay. Second and 5, tight end wing and a slot off to that side, almost like a tight trips. Jet sweep to the left. Ball goes to number 4 on the carry, and a nice one. He'll get stacked up there by the Cougar defense. Looked like it was led by number 9, Josh Enoch, on the tackle. Good strong carry by number 4, Luke Pincus, and Pincus picked up maybe a yard. That'll set up third down and a long 4 for the Lancers. Tight end wing to the right, slot to the left side, pistol formation, straight ahead run goes number 4, and he is met violently there. That was Luke Pincus again. And a good stack up by the interior of the Cougar defense. That's going to set up a huge fourth down and 1 in the early going of this one. Londonderry trying to move the sticks. Nashua trying to negate that poor kickoff that gave the Lancers pretty good field position. See if they try to get the Cougars to jump off sides here. Slot to the right, slot to the left. Motion, and they do just that. They get him to jump off sides. Free first down for the Cougars. So maybe some nervous energy in the early going here. You hate to give those freebies up anytime you're playing a team and it's third and less than 5 or fourth and less than 5. You can expect the freebie, and that's just a matter of being disciplined, watching the football, and not listening to the quarterback. So it'll be first and 10 for the Lancers. They're on the 35. We'll call it the 36-yard line of Nashua. Threatening early here. Tight end wing to the right. Now a tight end trips look. Motion back the other way. This is number 10 on the speed sweep. Cougars are beaten to the edge. Oh, and a rude awakening to the outside there. And that looked like Enoch came up and provided the punch on that particular play. What a smash. It was a jet sweep around the side to number 10. That was Travis Gallagher, and he was met rudely off the edge there. So what looked like a potential big play for Londonderry ended up in a fantastic defensive play for the Cougars. Second down, we'll call it about 9 for Londonderry. They break the huddle, and they come out with a split end to the right, split end to the left. Little spinner series action, direct snap to the quarterback, and he'll take it into the teeth of that defense. Find the sledding pretty tough if he tries to get downhill. His shoulders were square, which is what you want to see. No easty-westy stuff. Going straight downhill was number 3, Gavin Harnham, varsity quarterback there. So a third down, and we'll call it 5. You have 2 downs to get 5 yards if you're Londonderry. Systematic approach here. That's the way you take a look at these things, is you don't look at it as 3rd and 5. You look at it as I have 2 downs to get 5 yards. And you hear the fans imploring the team to watch the ball. Easier said than done sometimes. Handoff straight up the gut. That's number 4, Luke Pincus on the carry. He'll go down. That's going to set up a 4th down and 2. So another huge play for this Londonderry team. Can they get the necessary yardage? And again, watch the ball. You can hear the wind blowing down there on the field. It's been blowing all day as the shadows get a little bit longer going left to right on your screens. And this, the play of the game thus far in the early going. Motion. Jet sweep outside. He's got the edge. He cuts back against the grain. He's going to have the yardage to move the sticks, I believe. That's going to be a 1st down for Londonderry. And they got him moving east and west, but what he did do as soon as he caught that ball is he got his shoulder square to the line of scrimmage, so he was going downhill. He didn't spend a lot of time running east and west once he caught that ball. So a 1st down and 10 for the Lancers. They're threatening here. They're just outside the red zone. We'll call it the Titan 20, or the Titan, easy for me to say. Future Titans. We'll call it the 24-yard line, Cougar 24. Split end, unbalanced look to the right side. A lot of people on that right-hand side. They'll come back to the left, and good penetration there defensively as into the backfield, untouched, came number 66, Silas Ray Coleman. Somebody did not account for that gap as he shot through there and made a play. And a huge play when you have negative yardage on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 15. That changes the playbook just a little bit here. We'll set up shop at just about the 26.5-yard line, we'll call it. Split end again to the right. Slot man is there. Split end to the left as well. Left slot comes in motion. Friendly Skies, we're going to get a holding call there. And no call. It comes in late. We'll take the quarterback sack. So my guess is they'll decline that penalty as dragged down from behind. The penalty came in late. Number 58 was there on the sack. That was Jadiel Velasquez. And Velasquez made the sack. My guess is they're going to decline that penalty, make it 3rd down and a boatload. We'll take a look at the white hat and see what he says. Coaches are talking it over. Do we want to make it 3rd down and about 16, or do we want to make it 2nd down and about 20 plus? Holding. Declined. Thank you very much. All right. That was the longest decision-making process I've ever seen. Wide, V trips to the left, split end to the right, pistol formation straight ahead. He's going to rodeo, lasso, and throwing late. And great pressure provided there late. And I'll tell you what, number 35, like he was shot out of a cannon. That was Xavier Maldonado. And he forced that throw to be a little bit to the inside of the receiver. So now it's going to be 4th down and a boatload. Wind is at Londonderry's back, so we'll see if they take some shots over the middle here. They can get a 1st down. That's down inside the 15-yard line, give or take. Londonderry shortening this game. 3 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. We're going to get a timeout, Londonderry. That's going to be their first timeout. We'll talk a little bit about how we got here. If you are just joining us now, you're still 8 minutes early, but the game started about 15, 20 minutes early, and love it. Both teams ready to go, chomping at the bit, fired up. Let's get this thing going. So if you're just joining us on the highlight guy right now because you want to get some great information on our website and you're seeing the game, no, you got it right. We just started a little bit early, so welcome. You can catch up on everything you missed later on YouTube or at thehighlightguy.com. Make sure you get on online, and if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please click the subscribe button so you can be aware of whenever we schedule a live stream. Want to welcome all of our fans from the Nashua area and beyond here supporting the Cougars here this afternoon, and all of our friends from Londonderry that are excited to tune in and watch the highlight guy. This is a big fourth down play here. Ace formation pistol. It's a 2-by-2. Quarterback barking signals. And he has a gap. He's got a long way to go. Will he get there? No, he will not. So a nice run regardless, but turnover on downs. The Cougars will get the ball 1st and 10. And well defensed there. You'll give up those runs. You give up a little bit of field position, but you'll concede those runs if you can get the ball. First and 10, Nashua trips to the left, shotgun formation, split end right. And now they'll swap the formation. They'll change it up. We'll see what Londonderry does to answer. They go a power. That's a high snap, and that's dangerous. And the ball is pounced on. And they're going to say 2nd down. Cougars very fortunate there to come away with that one. We saw that a week ago in the semifinal game. And that's a difficult situation for the Cougars. Got to get that snap down early on. They'll wind the clock. We'll hit inside of 3:40. 2nd down, and we'll call it 16 for Nashua. That's a good snap. Up the gut it goes, bouncing to the outside. And I think that was Maldonado, but they had him dead to rights. So, again, they're starting this game off with him in the playing running back instead of the quarterback position. Unless I got it wrong. It was Maldonado handing off that time. So Maldonado is at the quarterback position. My mistake. Maldonado, he lassos to his left. Facing immense pressure and finally dragged down there at about the 5-yard line. You have a right-handed quarterback rolling to his left, having to try to throw against his body with a heavy pass rush. Does not always equal a good situation. So it's going to be 4th down for the Cougars, and they find themselves in dangerous position here with the wind in their faces. Quick kick, Maldonado kicked it into his up back. It gets picked up by the Lancers, and they're in for the touchdown, 6-0. So they tried the quick kick. The problem with the quick kick is when you put your personal protector right next to your punter, he should be moving forward, not backwards. And I think I want to say that may have been blocked by his own player. You'll have to watch that back on the highlight guy. 6-0 Lancers. So not the way you want to start if you are Nashua. And the Lancers are going to line up and go for the 2-point conversion here. So you're spotting the Lancers 6 points, and they will wrap up number 4. And that's a huge play. Luke Pincus is tackled at about the line of scrimmage. And obviously it looked like Silas Ray Coleman got some penetration in there through his gap. And it'll be 6-0. So definitely not the start that you want if you're these Cougars. And it's almost a mirror situation to what we had seen last week. High snap, and then a play that resulted in, I believe, a safety and not a touchdown. That was a blocked punt. I don't know if anybody from Londonderry blocked it or if he just kicked it into his own player. So the quick kick is a tough one. Londonderry sets up. You see an interesting formation here by the Cougars. They will concede the 50-yard line with 2 players at the 45. They don't want to give a big target here. That one kicked, and it goes between the wickets, and falling on it there. He had plenty of time to pick it up. If he could have gotten to it was, I believe, number 1, Colton Carrier. But as it is, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars. And again, field position is a huge factor in a game like today. Cougars will take over 1st and 10 from about their own 20, we'll call it 22-yard line. Trips to the right, direct snap, Maldonado. He'll take it. Running east and west, trying to get his shoulders vertical. He does finally, cuts back against the grain, breaks another tackle, and gets to about the 30-yard line. He'll have enough yardage for, well, it'll be a 2nd down and about 2. He ran about 25 yards to gain 8. So, nice job by Londonderry having anytime you can keep Maldonado's shoulders going side to side and not north and south, that's a victory. Still 8 yards a carry. Motion into the backfield. Speed sweep to the left. Long in developing that long stride, and that was number 0, Kevin Roig. And he looks like he does not quite have enough for the 1st down. Not sure if we'll get a measurement or not. The officials are talking about it. They're going to say 3rd down. So this is a huge play. They're saying 3rd and about a football. So my guess is there's only one guy here who gets the ball. I guessed wrong. Ball carried by number 2, Dante Sase, and he is, I don't think he's going to have enough. He may have actually lost a bit there. It's going to be 4th down. So the play coming in from the sideline. Londonderry defense gets set. It's a low snap. Maldonado has to reach down for it. And he'll have the necessary yardage for the 1st down, and a good job over here. You could see it almost resulted in a block in the back, but the Nashua receiver out here was smart. It may have been number 88. I think it was Pearson did a nice job to not block in the back. So 1st down. Cougars lucky that Maldonado was able to get the handle of that one. Not the way you draw it up, but you'll take the result. 1:40 to go in the 1st quarter. Cougars down 6-0 to the Lancers. And the Lancers are basing their defense based on the formation. Maldonado rolls to his right, and he'll get swarmed under. Ball's on the carpet. Picked up by a Cougar. And very fortunate there to come away with the football. It was recovered by Nashua, but it'll still be a huge loss on the play. 2nd down, we'll call it 15. Londonderry playing with all sorts of vinegar in their system here this afternoon as the clock ticks to about 65 seconds left in the 1st quarter. Maldonado. Royd comes in motion. On the speed, people get up the field. And a nice job of getting off of his block there early in that carry. You'll watch back and see number 4, Luke Pincus, get off his block and make the tackle. So they'll pick up the yardage that they lost, but it's a huge 3rd down and 10 now for the Cougars. Maldonado in the gun. Motion comes across. And that play just seemed like it took a week and a half to develop. And Roig came to the left side, tried to get vertical, but couldn't quite do it. It's going to bring up a 4th down. Roig will pick up a couple on the play. So far, Maldonado has carried the ball, I want to say twice. He's averaging about 8 yards, 9 yards a carry. He's has 2 incomplete passes. One incomplete pass. He's been sacked a couple of times. And he has not really carried the mail a lot here. Cougars find themselves down 6-0. Londonderry up for the challenge early on here. The Cougars did a quick kick, and that resulted in a blocked punt, however you want to look at it. And that'll give us a chance to talk about the Nashua Cougars youth football program. They're thriving in just their 2nd year, and they're looking forward to seeing where next season brings them. They have the hardest working group of coaches who dedicate their time to developing athletes' football skills and teaching them life lessons that they will carry with them for the rest of their lives. If you would like to become one of those coaches, please contact them at NashuaCougars.net. Take a look at those very Cougars down there in their huddle with Coach Travis. They'll break that huddle, and a lot of football left to be played here. And the Cougars have a makeable situation. It's 4th and long. We'll see what they do. It appears that they're going to set up in a trips to the right, split end left formation. And it is Maldonado in the backfield. He'll take the snap, roll to his right, half roll, throws it over the top. Pass is complete. And it was complete to Kevin Roig. He got behind the secondary and reeled one in. And it looked like he may have been looking into the sun. Great adjustment there by Roig. And he gets down inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal for the Cougars. Also might add, great protection up front by the offensive line there, providing all kinds of time for Maldonado to survey the scene. Referee timeout. They're going to say that the corner has to leave the game. I'm not sure why. That's Jackson Rao. He has to leave the game. Looks like he's limping a little bit, so they'll have to get another corner into the game to take his place. And that'll be number 8, Andrew Gunderson. So Gunderson, another low snap. Maldonado has to reverse direction. He's going to eat that one, and you don't want to take a huge loss here. He continues to fight, just going to run out of places to go, run out of energy. There's 5 or 6 Lancers on top of him, and you got to be careful. The longer those plays go, the more you have to worry about holding calls and blocks in the back. So negative play on 1st down there. Again, a little bit of a low snap, but Maldonado second down and goal from the 20, we'll call it the 22-yard line. Another low snap. Maldonado rolls right, throws a rainmaker down the sideline and through the hands. May have been out of bounds. I think he wanted Dante Sisse in the right corner. Could not reel it in. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 22. 3rd down and goal from the 22. Play comes in from the sideline. Cougars in a trips to the right formation. Split end to the left. Maldonado in the backfield. He's joined there by Colton Richard. He rolls to his right. Pass nearly intercepted there. A diving attempt by number 28. That was Caden Hartley. And that's going to bring up 4th down. Always love the comment, you guys got a block. It appears that they are. They just can't hold their blocks for 6, 7, 8 seconds. That's asking a lot. Trips to the right, split end to the left. Dropping back to pass. Again, decent pass protection. Off his back foot. Pass is caught. Number 2, Dante Sasay. Touchdown, Cougars. So what do you do on 4th down and 22? No problem. Throw it into the end zone. Sasay catches the ball. Been there, done that. We are locked up at 6 apiece. Cougars going to line up for 2 now. Here comes Maldonado rolling to his right. He has no intention of throwing this ball. He will plow his way into the end zone. And just like that, it's 8-6, Nashua Cougars. And let's talk about those Nashua Cougars. They're thriving in just their 2nd year, and they're looking forward to seeing where next season brings them. They have the hardest working group of coaches who dedicate their time to developing athletes' football skills and teaching them life lessons that they carry with them the rest of their lives. If you would like to become one of those coaches, please contact them at NashuaCougars.net. That's NashuaCougars.net. Great pass protection there, I might add, by the offensive line. Sasay gets behind the coverage, so with 7:59 to go, the Cougars find themselves up 8-6. Cougars will kick off going left to right. They're in their black uniforms with blue numbers. Londonderry all white with the light blue numbers. The kick, it's a line drive, goes off the hands of the up man and finds its way into the hands of number 10, Travis Gallagher. But he'll be down right there just over the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Lancers. Jason Roby calling all the action here for you today. Steve Cody is the highlight guy. He's the man on the moving pictures. He's the reason why we're here today. I want to thank the Nashua Cougars for involving us to cover several of their games here this year. It's been an honor and a pleasure to do so. It's been a lot of fun. We've seen some real good football, and we see the importance of having youth sports to help educate these kids, become promising contributors to society. So thanks for having us aboard. We've really enjoyed being here. Shotgun formation. Be a total sweep to the left-hand side. Point of attack is won there by the Lancers. Good form tackle by Roig on Asen Cuevas, but not before Cuevas can pick up a good chunk of yardage there. We'll call it 7, bringing up a 2nd and 3. Situation where the Lancers once again trying to outnumber their opponents at the point of attack. Second down and 3. We'll see if the Lancers roll the dice here and take a shot deep, knowing they can come back on 3rd and short. They could also try to get the Cougars to jump off sides again. We'll see what kind of discipline the Cougars employ. That 4-man front for Nashua. Speed sweep into the backfield, and shooting that gap was looked like number 52. A fantastic play there by Colin Smith. And a huge loss on the play. Now it is 3rd and 7. So cloudy or clear, and it was very clear to number 52. Colin Smith, he penetrated into that backfield. Got to be aware of those little slow developing screens now if you're the Cougars. And the wind starts to pick up now, blowing left to right into the face of the Lancers. Pistol position, slot right, or wing right, slot left. They were able to hold their position. Jet sweep into the boundary and finally gets stacked up. The play was created by Sase, who knocked the balance of the ball carrier O'Neal, Pincus off. And it was cleaned up by the Cavalry. So 4th down and 9. So the last 2 plays have resulted in a loss of 4 and a loss of 1. The wind starts to pick up here. Always fun to come down and watch a little rugby punt, and he's got an edge, and he fakes it, and it falls incomplete. So they employed the rugby punt. He had the option to punt it. He rolled to his right, tried to throw it instead, and that's going to turn the ball over on downs. If that ball had been completed, the Cougars were there. That's going to give us 5:14 to go in the first half, and now the Cougars have a chance to add to the lead with relatively good field position. The play coming in slow, and it's not, in fact, the play, it's the football. Coach Travis gets to the official. All right. You can hear the wind blowing and howling up here. We are very far away from the field. We're up high atop Gill Stadium in the press box. Nice facility here for us. Must be cold down there on the field. Direct snap, handoff. Maldonado bounces to his right, bounces back to his left. It's going to get dragged down from behind. Again, they had that one sniffed out. I'm sure the Cougars coaching staff imploring Maldonado to look, a 2-yard gain is better than a 15-yard loss any day. But just a matter of understanding the game and where you're at in the game. Barry passes over the middle, pass is complete. Kevin Roig off to the races, they won't catch him. The play action fake, and it was a brilliant play call. Nate Barry faked the play action up the middle, found Roig down the middle of the field for a touchdown, completely caught Londonderry off guard. You don't want to get a false sense of security because you've scored on 4th and 22. You scored on 2nd and 25. You don't want to get used to those kinds of plays, but certainly the ability to do so should tell you the kind of talent that you have on your team. We know this Londonderry team has all kinds of talent as well. So the game far from over. Maldonado running to his right, and he'll just waltz into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And just like that, with 4:23 to play in the first half, your score, Nashua 16, Londonderry 6. Wow. Big playability, fast striking ability. Impressive, impressive stuff. Hey, the Nashua Cougars Board of Directors is a group of people who came together for one purpose. They wanted to create the best possible opportunity for every youth football player in North Nashua. They provide scholarships, transportation, and go above and beyond on a daily basis for all their athletes. Essentially, they're all one big happy Cougar family. So if you're interested in joining the Nashua Cougars Board of Directors, go to NashuaCougars.net. That's NashuaCougars.net. All right, ready to put his foot into the ball is, and the ball gets covered up there by Londonderry. Nice job by number 89 for the Lancers. That's Joe Aquino with the good hands. Sun starts to fade. Some of the lights are coming on here. So a huge series now for Londonderry. A game-defining series in my estimation, as you have 4+ minutes left here in the first half. You have good field position at your own 46, 47-yard line. You have a chance to get this game close going into halftime. Split end, motion, quarterback keeper on a wrap play. Nicely done and off to the races. And well done goes number 1 for the Lancers, Asen Cuevas. And he just faked that speed sweep, and the Red Sea opened up in front of him. And he reappears on the Cougars side of the field. It'll be 1st and 10, Londonderry from the Nashua 37. I want to thank everybody for joining us here on the highlight guy. Steve Cody, the man on the moving pictures. Jason Roby calling all of the action for you. Split ends to both sides. Slot employed to the left. Actually, it's going to be a tight end flanker to the left. Excuse me, a tight end trips. Motion back. Total sweep right by the quarterback. And they're riding the hot hand right now as Cuevas, he's got some wheels. He's got on his Pontiac and rides to the outside. He's going to get a sizable gain on first down. So at this point, Cuevas is the guy. It's going to be a 2nd and short. We'll see if Londonderry takes a shot here. This is the time that you have to be most aware as a defense, because your opponent can take a shot at the end zone and always come back and get a first down on 3rd and, of course, 4th down. They've been in the huddle for quite a while. So that's usually an indicator of a coach thinking about what he wants to do here. Got to be careful if you're Londonderry. You're getting close to that 10-second call on the play clock. Watching the back judge. And pistol position. Sweep outside. Good blocking at the point of attack. Good strong run there by number 4, Luke Pincus. And he'll pick up the necessary yardage for a Lancer first down. The parent company, the Londonderry High School Lancers, won today in the quarterfinals. They beat Nashua South 28-13. Congratulations to Coach Lozon and the Lancers, who will advance to the semifinals. A 4th consecutive year. First down and 10 for Londonderry. Tight end wing to the left, slot to the right. Now they'll motion and set up in slot trips into the boundary. Quarterback runs into his running back. Pass is incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Timing of that play was thrown off by the collision in the backfield. Still had a chance at it, but allowed the defensive back to minimize or get closer to the receiver. Got to run straight lines when you're a defensive back. Can't run rounded corners. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Lancers. And again, they're taking their time in that huddle. 2:24 on the clock in the first half. Excuse me. Slot right, wing left. Taking a shot down the right side. And the ball is incomplete, and they battled for it. It hung up in the air. It was Roig covering Jackson Rao. And that could have gone either way. You almost had a pass interference call, but Roig turned around at the right time, put his hand up. Then he almost got the interception. Then he missed it, and Rao almost caught it in the end zone. So again, when you throw the ball, 3 things can happen. 2 of them are bad, depending on how you look at it. Bad for who? That's your call at home. 3rd down and 10. Lancers trying to extend this drive. Trips look to the left. Now run that jet sweep again. Trying to set the edge. Good blocking, and it allows the Cougars to come up. That was number 35 on the tackle, Maldonado. And that's a big back in Luke Pincus that he brought down. So it looks like timeout was called. And it looks like it was called by the Lancers. So that's their first timeout. They still have 2. And that timeout will give us an opportunity to talk about, what should we talk about, Steve? Hey, how about if you're looking to buy or sell or invest in real estate? Deb Cody from the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal is a luxury realtor. She's licensed in Maine, New Hampshire, and Mass, and can assist you with real estate goals. The Dow Group is the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire. Contact Deb at 603-945-2763 or email Deb at thedowgroup.com. And please be sure, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please click the subscribe button so you can be aware whenever we schedule a live stream like we are today. Glad you're joining us on this live stream. Huge play forthcoming. 4th down and 11 for the Lancers. Motion to Trips. Now he sets up. Going to be a jet toss pass is my guess, and that's exactly correct. Be smart to knock it down, and the ball gets bounced up. And once again, well done there by Kevin Roig as he was defending on the play. Number 5, that was Jackson Rao again. So, boy, those two having a great battle down there. But good job on the timeout to remind kids that, look, they're probably not going to run toss sweep. They're going to run toss pass off of it. So good job by the coaching staff and the players to not bite. And I like the play call by Londonderry. You know, it almost bounced your way. That's the 3rd time a ball has bounced and Londonderry has not caught it, including the regular season game, into the end zone. It's going to be trips to the left side. Maldonado is flanked by a running back. It's going to be a total sweep to the left. He's going to get a great block there by number 44. That was a Colton Richard. He blocked his man and went about 4 yards deeper. He got in on the tackle, but it was late. So a huge run, and the clock continues to run, 16-6. Now it stops, and now it starts again. Make up my mind. So 1:22, and the clock is running. Maldonado now rolls to his right. Looks like he's going to take a shot. He's got a man. The man is open. It's beyond and thrown out of bounds. So it was there. I do like the play call. Maldonado maybe throws that a split second earlier. You have a little more real estate to deal with working towards the sideline for the receiver. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. Cougars stand on their own 40-yard line. Ball rolls around. We've seen a lot of that today. The wind has wreaked some havoc on the ball at times when it's been placed, and then just a lot of missed catches. 2nd and 10, Maldonado from the gun. He'll again rodeo to his right. And he's got a man again if he wants, but he's going to tuck it and run. He's going to escape down the sideline. He stays in bounds. Spin move at about the 35. Nice tackle there to keep him in bounds by Asen Cuevas. They'll move the sticks. They won't run the clock until they get those sticks set. We'll see if Coach Travis has a play called and ready to go. They got to hustle. They're winding the clock. Trips to the left, split end to the right. A touchdown here by the Cougars could be a backbreaker. So big sack on the play. And that one by number 4, Luke Pincus. And he reacquaints himself with Maldonado. Maldonado got him on a good one in the last drive. And it was flex-worthy. And this one also flex-worthy. You could hear the plastic explosives up here. 16-6, 37 seconds to go in the first half. Another huge loss on the play. It's going to bring up a second down, and we'll call it 17. Maybe 18. You can see the Lancer coaching staff talking about things they have to be ready for. And it can be disheartening when you get a great play on second and third down and you give up a deep one. And so I'm sure that's the message. Keep everything in front of you. Cougars break the huddle. They'll come out in a trips right. Split end is to the left. Colton Richard is to Maldonado's right. Maldonado. Again. Throws it falling out of bounds and throws it long. So 29 seconds to go, and now it's third down and a bunch. This game is well attended here today. You started off this morning. We had Portsmouth and Salem doing battle in a JV and varsity game. That one was won. The Division II title was won by Portsmouth in the shutout. Now they run the reverse pass. What a catch! Are you kidding me? What a catch! Are you kidding me? That was, they put in a new quarterback so they could throw a reverse to Maldonado, who could then throw the ball down the field. What a catch. And again, Kevin Roig just goes up there and joins the circus. Are you kidding me with that grab? 18 seconds to go. And the Cougars are just throwing haymakers out there and connecting. So it'll be a 2-point conversion forthcoming. It's 22-6 with 18 seconds to go before halftime. It's Maldonado on the right side. He will not get the 2-point conversion. Falls just short of the goal line, and that will bring us, with 18 seconds to go, to another Nashua kick as you hear that wind roaring in the background. Are you looking to play sports in college? If yes, then let the Highlight Guy help you get noticed and recruited. We create highlight videos, film sporting events, and live stream, all with the goal of helping athletes get noticed by college coaches. With the Highlight Guy, you are the star. Let us help you. Go to thehighlightguy.com or email steve@thehighlightguy.com to get started. That's steve@thehighlightguy.com to get started. It has been a game of big plays, and it has been the Cougars who are inflicting the damage here this afternoon to the tune of 22-6 with 18 ticks left in the first half. Kick, if it stays in bounds, it does not. We'll see if Londonderry makes them kick it again, or they'll take the field position. My guess is they'll take the field position as I see the offense coming onto the field. There's a Londonderry team that beat Derry a week ago in their semifinal, and that team actually beat the Cougars, I believe, the week prior to that. Nashua, meanwhile, took care of business in their semifinal last week. They beat a very good Bedford team. We know that Bedford High School today was playing Alvern in a quarterfinal game, and at one point it was tied 14-14 in the third quarter. Not quite sure how that one ended, but that's a feather in Alvern's cap for a fantastic game plan, especially if they were able to pull it out. All right, the huddle breaks. Londonderry will set up shop at their own 35-yard line. They have 2 timeouts and 18 seconds with which to work. Wing is to the right. Little quarterback wrap play to the left side. They fake the speed sweep. They keep him in bounds. They'll wind that clock. And that's just a good fill. That's good fill right there for a defense that runs really well. That was Asen Cuevas on the keeper, and just good discipline. That's going to bring us to the half. Here from Gill Stadium in the Queen City of Manchester, New Hampshire, it's the Division I Northeast Junior High Football League Division I title game. And it's the half with Nashua Cougars up over Londonderry 22-6. You are watching us on the Highlight Guy. Stay tuned. We're going to take a break, pay some bills. We'll be right back with second half action right after this.
I'm a beast. Yeah, I'm in my own zone. It's beast mode time, so go hard or go home. I'm a beast. Yeah, I got it on my mind. See, I came here to shine, so let's get it on the grind. I'm a beast. Yeah, I'm in my own zone. It's beast mode time, so go hard or go home. I'm a beast. Yeah, I got it on my mind. See, I came here to shine, so let's get it on the grind. Step up in the building, swagger on point, right? Put your seatbelt on, cause it's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long fight, but then again, maybe not. I'm about to get it in. Yeah, I got it on my mind. Let's end this thing in regulation. I ain't thinking overtime, cause I didn't work overtime, and I ain't trying to overgrind. I transform the beast mode just like I was prime. I can't hit the ball hard. I love this game, it's all I got. That's why I'm going all out and give it everything I got. Yeah, I give it all I got. As if it was my only shot. I play the game to win to the end until I pass out with you.
Meet Bouvier Prepare, your game changer in college athletics recruitment. We cut through the chaos, focusing on superb communication and top-notch organization. One-on-one attention, tailored strategies, and a winning game plan for emails, calls, camps, visits, and offer closings. Be prepared. Your limitless future starts now with Bouvier Prepare.
Hi, this is Deb Cody with the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal and Lakes and Mountains Realty. I have a passion for helping people, and I love to help people with their real estate goals, whether it's buying, selling, or investing. I'm licensed in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine, and work with an incredible team, the Dow Group, which has been the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire for the past several years. Collectively, the team has sold over $1 billion worth of real estate in the past 20 years. If you're curious to know what the local market is like in your area, feel free to reach out via my website, deb.thedowgroup.com, and let's get connected.
Are you looking to play sports in college? Almost every college recruiting website recommends having a highlight video as one of the top 3 crucial recruiting tools. In fact, 93% of college coaches we surveyed said they watch a recruit's highlight video as part of their player assessments. Our sole purpose is to make you look good. Our highlight videos include an athlete bio and accolade page, stop motion, and player highlight. The video is not done until you are completely satisfied and say it's done. We also upload to YouTube or whatever recruiting platform you use. The Highlight Guy can also film your high school or club games to capture you in action, resulting in amazing footage that you can use to help create your highlight video. We have the expertise to help you get recruited. Check out our website at thehighlightguy.com or contact Steve at thehighlightguy.com to get started on your path to playing sports in college.
Welcome back, everybody, to Gill Stadium here in the Queen City of Manchester, New Hampshire. It is Northeast Junior High Football League Division I Finals. It's Nashua Cougars up over their rivals, the Londonderry Lancers, 22-6. The scoring was on big plays, and it'll be interesting to see if these lights get a little bit brighter down on the field as Londonderry prepares to kick off to the Cougars, and the Cougars very much aware and preparing for some kind of an onside kick. You're only going to get so many possessions per half, and so if you are Nashua, you've got to be aware of anything sneaky here. Had a great conversation with Ryan Queenan of Earth Tech Systems, and he's interested in becoming a sponsor for the Highlight Guy, and they do great work over there at Earth Tech Systems. So even though we don't have them up on our YouTube site or on our website yet, please check out Ryan's business, Earth Tech Systems. It's good stuff. The kickoff goes between the wickets, and the Cougars have to quickly fall on it. Ryan was telling us that a lot of these athletes from Nashua, they work at with Coach Jeff at Extreme Athletics. So if you know where the Pine Street Eatery is in Nashua, right next to it is the entrance to the Extreme Athletics, and a lot of these kids train there, and you can see when you look at them, they're big, strong kids, and they're changing their bodies, which is what you need. Develop that suit of armor for football. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars from the 30-yard line. They'll employ a ace formation with motion into the backfield. They'll fake it. Maldonado will keep it back to the boundary, and he'll get pushed out of bounds after a pickup of about 5. We'll call it 4. May have been a broken play there. They were giving the speed sweep look to Roig, who had a couple of huge catches and a couple of huge defensive plays, I might add, in the first half. He doesn't bat down a ball or two, it could be a much different game. Motion. Now the speed sweep comes. Roig jumps over one would-be tackler, bounces to the outside, uses that long, lumbering stride, and it is deceptive because he has the necessary yardage for a Cougar first down. Whenever they run that speed sweep, and you'll notice they always kind of bubble back, and then they get to the next level, then they bubble back again, creating separation between them and the defender. It's a physics thing, Steve. I wouldn't understand. We were taking a look at some of those systems that Ryan Queenan puts together, Earth Tech Systems. Boy, they do some good work over there. Trips to the right, split end is left. Sniffer back. Direct snap goes to Maldonado. He finds a seam, and he's up the middle of the field. He's at the 40. Breaks it to the outside, the 30. One man to beat on the angle. He does just that. He gets through that tackle. He may be out of bounds. The last man to beat, Luke Pincus, was able to get him out of bounds. And it was a great play there by Maldonado. And it'll be a 1st and goal from the 9 for the Cougars. Trying to make a statement here in this one. Maldonado sends Sase in motion. They're going to say it's a false start against the Cougars. Going to back them up 5. So every time there seems to be a big play, they seem to have something that brings them back 5 yards. It hasn't hurt them yet. Because what do you do when it's 4th and 22? Throw a 22-yard touchdown pass. That's a great recipe. Maldonado from the gun. Sase in motion. He'll bubble out. He'll cut back. He gets a nice block on the edge. He's got a seam. Nice block on the edge again. And that's going to be, they're going to say he's in for the touchdown. Dante Sase sets up his blocks beautifully. You'll watch that back on the Highlight Guy replay, and you will see fantastic blocking on the perimeter there. What great stock blocking by the wide receivers. And just like that, it is 28-6 Cougars as they line up for the 2-point conversion. Maldonado in the gun. Follows around the right side. Follows Colton Richard, and he'll barrel his way into the end zone. 30-6, Nashua. Wow, that was an impressive drive. They took that opening kickoff and just said, okay, big plays all around. And that time, I guess you would say a more traditional drive, a 5-yard run, followed by a 50-yard run, followed by a touchdown. And make no mistake, folks, this Londonderry team is absolutely outstanding. I've never seen team speed like I've seen on this Londonderry team. The first time these Cougars played them, I couldn't believe how fast they were. But it's a Nashua team that right now just seems to be playing at a different level, and maybe the one loss that they had maybe gave them a wake-up call. Nice catch there, and stepping out of bounds was number 11, Jake Sanasuazo. And Sanasuazo steps just out of bounds at about the 30, we'll call it the 34-yard line. Boy, you can look all around this this roster, this Nashua Cougar roster, and they are just loaded top to bottom. And the scary thought for a lot of their opponents is that most of these kids are just 7th graders. And we talked to them a couple of weeks ago about, if you can stay together and grow together and work together, because a lot of these kids already work with, the Nashua North coaches are already working with a lot of these kids. And Coach Travis stands on the sideline at North games and helps out the offensive coordinator, Zach Harris. So if you can stay together, you can do something pretty special here. I'm reminded of the 1997 Nashua High championship team. I know that seems like a long time ago, but that team, they were together all the way up elementary school through the middle school and into high school. It was a pretty special group. Speed sweep into the boundary. Snuffed out by the boundary corner there by Sase. That was Travis Gallagher trying to get the edge, and Sase just shut it down quickly. Loss of a yard, 2nd down and 11. 8:22 and counting in the third quarter. Gill Stadium, Division I championship game of the Northeast Junior High Football League. First game we saw championship-wise was the Division II teams. Portsmouth defeated Salem in a shutout. And this Nashua team, after a slow start, giving up a block punt for a touchdown, has been on fire. Wing to the left, slot to the right, one back in the backfield. Speed sweep. And just too much vertical pressure. That was number 21 on that speed sweep. I don't think I have his number on my roster. But I will tell you, the blocking scheme, one of the things about when you run these types of blocking schemes, you either have a read scheme or a reach scheme or a down scheme, and you teach your defensive front to attack these schemes in a certain way. If you get too vertical on a reach scheme, you just get pushed out of the way. And so you have to be careful with how you attack these. You get a down scheme, you really got to fill hard and you got to bend. But whatever this Nashua defensive staff has done to prepare these kids, they've done a really good job up front. It always starts up front. Flag will fly. We'll see who they call it on. It's going to be a encroachment penalty against the Cougars, so they'll pick that 5 yards back. It'll be 3rd down and 10. So 3rd down and 10 for the Lancers. Oh, Maldonado shot out of a cannon. And he was joined there by number 21, Julian Lopez. And the two of them had a meeting in the backfield. 4th down and 10. And the Cougars' ears right now are just pinned back. They are in full-out attack mode. 5:30 to go in this third quarter. 4th down, Londonderry sets up to punt. We'll see if they try to use that rugby-style punt again. They're aware of it this time. And that ball gets blocked. They'll scoop it up. They're down right there. You got to be careful because once the ball goes forward, if you get out of the way of it, the other team can't cover it for themselves. But if you try to pick it up and then you fumble it, then it becomes the other team's ball. But a good job there. They were looking for a scoop and score to add to that 30-6 lead. Good field position here for the Cougars. Play call comes in. They're in their ace formation, one back in the backfield. This is Barry now at the quarterback position. Barry back to pass. They're going to run a little screen play there. They were setting up, and you could see the offensive line creeping over, and they were going to set up a screen so that he could ride that wave right down the hash mark. So go back and watch that one on the highlight guy when you get a chance. You'll see the quick pass was coming, and the offensive line came late. And basically like a surfer riding a tube, they were setting up that tube for the receiver to run right down the near hash mark. It's a pretty cool-looking thing. Barry sends Roig in motion. Low snap. Roig drops the ball. It's on the carpet, still on the carpet, and it looks like the Lancers have recovered it. It's going to be Luke Pincus, I think, on the recovery, and maybe a case where the Cougars taking their foot off the gas pedal a little bit too early. What you don't want to do is give a quick strike team like Londonderry an opportunity to breathe life back into this game. And if you're Londonderry, you have to say, okay, fellas, here we go. We have great field position. We're on our own 48-yard line. Let's put something together here and possession by possession try to fight our way back into this thing. A lot of time left in this game. Londonderry breaks the huddle. They come out in a slot to the left, tight end wing to the right, speed sweep to the right. Coming up to set that edge again, and well done. Just a great play there. He probably worked a ton of it in practice. Walter Catito comes up on the edge and just makes a fantastic form tackle. And the Lancers once again playing behind the sticks, 2nd down and 12. Speaking of the Lancers, I want to thank all of our friends in Londonderry for watching the highlight guy. A lot of folks have reached out to us and been very interested in what it is that we do. We film games. We have a lot of fun is what we do, and we're happy to bring all of the action here to you. Love putting the attention back on the kids and giving them a chance to watch something years from now. Go back and watch yourself in a game on the highlight guy when you have kids and grandkids. And see, kids, there I am playing at Gill Stadium in the Division I championship game. Timeout called by Londonderry with 4:03 to go. It is a 30-6 Nashua Cougar advantage over the Londonderry Lancers. Jason Roby calling all the action for you here. Play-by-play, color commentary, juggling chainsaws. And oh, by the way, Steve Cody's here too. Steve's the highlight guy. And this is his operation. He does a fantastic job. And you'll see us all winter. We'll be covering basketball games. We're covering the Division II championship game for the National Federation of High Schools Network, the NFHS Network. that's being played at Pinkerton, and rumor has it it's going to be, I believe, it's going to be Pelham and Souhegan. Souhegan went up to Plymouth today and defeated the Bobcats. If I have that right. Now, I went by score stream, so if anybody else knows if Souhegan did in fact beat Plymouth, please let me know. That would be a huge, huge game. All right, 2nd down and 11. Motion, jet sweep. We're going to get, and that was going to be potentially going to be another toss pass there. Trying to make something happen, and we'll check the old NHI AA playoff tournament info and see what we can find for you. All right, Lancers in the huddle for quite a while. Yeah, in fact, Souhegan did beat Plymouth 36-7, and Trinity lost to Pelham. So it'll be number 2 Pelham and number 4 Souhegan at Pinkerton High School. Getting some nice positive comments. Heading to the friendly skies. Vertical route being thrown. It's complete. Nice pitch and catch there as hauling in a deep vertical pass was number 28, Caden Hartley. Beautiful spiral thrown down the seam. The coverage was there. It got there maybe a hair late. Wow, what a play. So Londonderry, they go to the well, and got to think they'll start heading to the friendly skies. That pass against the wind. So Hartley goes up and makes a fantastic grab. On the pass reception from Gavin Harnham. Harnham again, back to pass. Looking for his swing route and loses his footing and gets dragged down from behind by number 52, Colin Smith. Hey, thanks. We get some good positive comments there. Great job, commentators. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Very intense indeed. Greg Curtis says he loves watching Dante play in New Hampshire from his home in Florida. Thank you so much for streaming. I'm sure his grandmother in heaven is leading the cheers. I am sure too as well. And thanks for watching the highlight guy. Really appreciate you joining us here on a cold, blustery November afternoon, although I'm sure in Florida it's maybe a little nicer than it is here, Steve. All right, 2 split ends. That tackle set in the backfield. You'll see that. That's a point of emphasis. I'll have to correct that one. Ooh, dragged down from behind. We're going to get a flag here, and I'm got to be careful on those kinds of tackles as number 1, Cuevas, goes down. They put him back at the running back spot. We'll see what the call is, but and certainly not done maliciously. Colin Smith kind of dragged Cuevas down from behind and almost fell on his legs. We'll see what the call is. Yeah, we're going to get a holding call. It's going to be declined. So it'll be 3rd down and 15, give or take. I'm more of a giver. The 34-yard line. All right, we'll motion back to trips. We'll have trips into the boundary. Shotgun snap. Back to pass. Rolls to his right. Breaks contained. Throws it off his back foot. Falling out of bounds, and ball nearly intercepted there by Sisse. He knocked it away at the last second from Hartley, and he almost picked it off. A good job of keeping the play alive by Gavin Harnham of Londonderry. He escaped the danger rolling out to his right and kind of threw it Patrick Mahomes style. It was a good-looking play, and It was incomplete, but, man, some good athleticism. We're going to try to get down to the field at the conclusion of this one and make sure we get some post-game interviews and talk to maybe some coaches and players just to kind of celebrate in the enjoyment of being in a championship game, and see how this one plays out. I just got a text, Steve, that my family ordered subs for themselves for dinner tonight, and they did not order me one. So thank you for that, family. Much appreciated. All right. V trips to the right, shotgun. Again, rolling to his right, under heavy pressure, and just kind of throws it down at the ground. Not sure if there was a receiver in the area. It looked like Pincus was there. So there won't be a grounding call. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. The Cougars will take the ball 1st and 10. 44 seconds to go. The third quarter has been, it seems like it's been a long third quarter. It's lasted quite a while here. Anytime you have kickoffs and turnovers on downs and so forth, that clock stops. Pistol position, handoff straight ahead, breaking off to his right. Good positive yardage there. Good job by the lineman up front, creating some space for Julian Lopez. And he carried that ball high and tight so as not to put it on the carpet. And I'm sure that's been an area of emphasis on the sideline. We've got to take care of the football. And we saw that one of the earlier games today. If you don't take care of the football, it can be heartbreaking. And there was a 6-0 game in that JV game, but there were so many turnovers. Could have gone either way. That's going to bring us to the Well, the clock has stopped. I don't know if there was a timeout called. It appears that Londonderry has called a timeout here. And I'm not sure. Yeah, they're going to wind this clock. I was trying to think if they were trying to keep the wind for the last 17 seconds, but the wind would be, in their face. So they'll wind that clock, and we're going to take it down to 10, 9, 8, and it's going to head into the fourth quarter here from Gill Stadium in the Queen City of Manchester, New Hampshire, the home of the Manchester Central Little Green. Your score in the Northeast Junior High Division I Football Championship. It's Nashua 30 and Londonderry 6. You are watching live on the Highlight Guide. And speaking of the Highlight Guide, do you want to play sports in college? If the answer is yes, hey, let the Highlight Guy help you get noticed and recruited. We create highlight videos, we film sporting events, and we live stream, all with the goal of helping athletes get noticed by college coaches. With the Highlight Guy, you are the star, so let us help you. All you got to do is go to thehighlightguy.com or email steve@thehighlightguy.com to get started. Cougar ball, handoff right up the middle. Lancers had their ears pinned back, and they were penetrating into the backfield on that one, so tougher run for Lopez. That'll set up a 3rd down and 5. Trips to the left, split end is right. Maldonado back at quarterback, and he has it in his left hand, and he's running and puts the brakes on. They fly right by. He'll lose maybe a half a yard or a yard. The good news is stays about. And you see Coach Travis down there. He says when your blocker turns and has his back to you, cut off of his back. And that's a good coaching technique, because if you keep running to the outside, that's where you get your holding calls. It's going to set up a 4th down for the Cougars here. Something tells me they're going to go for it. Maldonado in the gun. Running to his right, following his lead blockers. Cuts off, runs into the back of his own man. And I think he's going to have enough for the 1st down. And he does. And since that first punt way back when in the first quarter, the Cougars have not punted since. And based on that result, it's probably a good thing. That's the only touchdown that the Lancers have gotten so far today, is that blocked punt. A little scoop and score. And they held the early 6-0 lead. Maldonado hands it off. Bouncing off to the right. Little okey doke, dead leg by Lopez. Nice job. Flag comes flying in from way downtown. If this was a track and field event, they'd bring the tape measure out to measure how far that thing was thrown. Although I'm going to say I think he was aided by the wind, so it would be a wind-aided throw. Penalty is going to go against the Cougars, I believe, in the area of holding. It's a spot foul. We'll see. Yeah. I believe it's going to be a holding call, spot foul. Well, that's a big one. Maybe it was something else. They'll wind the clock here. And for those of you that joined us on time, you joined us late. It was the Cougars and the Lancers decided that they were ready to get this thing going about 20 minutes before schedule. So we also may have joined the broadcast a minute or two late, so we apologize for that. We missed the opening kickoff. Around the right side goes Maldonado. He'll run out of real estate over there and go down inbounds, so they'll keep the clock winding. Maldonado picked up a few yards on that scamper to the right side. This will wrap up the season for the Northeast Junior High Football League. This Nashua Cougar team, a lot of them only 7th graders. I think they're only losing a few 8th graders. But most of these kids will be back next year as 8th graders. So maybe arriving to the dance a year early. I don't want to speak too soon, but it's looking pretty good as another penalty against the Cougars will march them back. They'll wind the clock. So it'll be second down and a bunch. Maldonado faking it. They were ready for that one. He bounces off of them, looking for a block on the perimeter. He gets it. And he gets to the line to gain. I believe he's going to have enough for a first down. We'll see where they spot him. And, yep, he does. So the play that looked doom at the outset, they fake the speed sweep. Maldonado runs a wrap play right up the middle, bounces it to where the speed sweep would have gone, and outraces the defenders to the sticks. 1st and 10. Maldonado in the gun once again. Colton Richard is the sniffer back off to his right. It's a trips look to the right. Nice kick out block there by Colton Richard. And as a result, Maldonado's going to potentially get the ball stripped. No. Nice sportsmanship. Number 28 tried to run him down from behind. That was Caden Hartley. Tried to rip the ball out of Maldonado's hands, and he just flexed his bicep and said, "Not today, sir." But you're going to watch that one back, and you're going to see number 44, Colton Richard, serves as the pulling guard there. He goes from right to left on your screen and performs a great kick-out block. They down at the point of attack, kick-out block with Richard, and Maldonado off to the races. Great complementary football. These kids, they play for one another. They block for one another. And they're a man short right now on the extra point team. They're a man short. So they're going to get flagged here for not enough guys on the field. It won't matter anyway. Oh, boy. Oh, you hate to see that. Oh, boy. Oh, I hope he's okay. Number 75 had his own player fall across his knee, and he's up limping, and that's good to see that he's up on his own. Oh, man. Hope he can walk that one off because you don't want to see injuries like that. Danny Fury, the young man, may have gotten a hand on that block as well. So Hope he is okay. So the Cougars now are up 36-6 with 5:59 to play in this title game. And barring a miraculous comeback by the Lancers, the Cougars in just their second year are going to be crowned Division I state champions with a group primarily consisting of 7th graders. Ball is teed up, ready to play. And I do not have a 26 on my roster, I don't believe. That ball goes out of bounds. So that's going to be a penalty. Londonderry probably just take the ball. I want to thank everybody for watching the highlight guide today. Steve Cody is the camera dude. People are probably tired of hearing man on the moving pictures, but I think it's brilliant. My name is Jason Roby. I've been calling all of the play-by-play and color commentary for you here this afternoon. And we started this morning, 10 a.m. kickoff, the JV game between Salem and Portsmouth, and then the varsity version. We completed the JV game between Nashua and Londonderry, and now the varsity game for the title. Timeout called by Londonderry. They'll head over to the sideline to talk things over. We'll take a peek inside the Nashua huddle and see what the coaches are talking about there. You get the great thing about these teams is you look down in that huddle, there are former Nashua North Titans down there on that coaching staff helping to coach this team. And when I was talking to the Salem coaching staff, the head coach, Coach West for Salem, he played on Coach Jack Gaddy's championship team at Salem in 1995, a victory, believe it or not, over Londonderry. We talked about that game as well. So it's a small world, but it's always great to see the coaches giving back. And I was telling some of my students the other day, there's a reason why they're playing a lot of football games on Thursday nights, because there aren't a lot of folks getting involved in officiating, and a lot of that has to do with sometimes the feedback they get from parents and other people. These officials and these coaches, they do the very best that they can, and they take times out of their day to come and coach and officiate these games, and we really have to do a better job of keeping our comments to ourselves. And if we think we can do a better job, then we should be down there coaching and we should be down there officiating. That's just my 2 cents. Anyway, thank you to the officials and thank you to all the coaches who volunteer their time for all the teams that we've seen, not just here today, but all the teams that we work with. It's a lot of hours, and the reward isn't always in money. The reward is in seeing what these young folks, who they become, and the contributors they are in society. All right, shotgun snap. Handoff, little miscommunication in the backfield. He'll have to take it himself. And we're going to have a penalty there. It was a broken play, and Harnham had to take it and run with it, but there'll be a penalty marked off, a personal foul face mask call, and he knew it right away. It wasn't done maliciously, I don't think, so they'll mark it off 15 yards. So another situation when a broken play becomes a huge gain. Play the next snap. And as people up here in the booth, we always learn something. I learned something today from the Londonderry coaching staff. When you make a mistake, think about it, learn from it, move on from it. A 5-second rule. And I'll probably use that for the rest of my days. Wing is to the left, split end is to the right. Pistol formation with the sniffer to the left. They'll hand it off. Big hole off the left-hand side. Closes up quickly for Pincus. And he'll pick up a couple of yards on a good tough run off the left side. Cougars getting some other players in the game, as are the Lancers. Some championship game experience. 4:10 to go in this one. Now the clock running again. Tight end is to the left. There's a wing off of his side, and yeah, illegal substitution. They just get too many dudes out there, maybe. So, too many guys on the field. They'll wind the clock. 3:30 and counting to go in this one. Lancers trying to punch one in here. Want to end their season on a bright note, and they've had a fantastic season. We saw an unbelievable game with these Cougars back in the regular season, a 16-8 Nashua victory. And ball gets dropped there in the backfield. Number 16 for the Lancers getting a touch. That was Mason Taylor. That'll bring them back. That'll set up a third down in about 17, maybe 18. I want to thank the city of Manchester for allowing us to come up in this press box. This is fantastic up here. There's heat. Timeout called Londonderry. So we'll take a peek into that Londonderry huddle, and that'll give us another chance to talk about these Nashua Cougars. As a nonprofit organization, the Cougars could not thrive and provide such an incredible experience for the athletes without the generosity of their sponsors. They'd like to give a huge Cougar roar to their top sponsors for the 2024 season: Basco Excavation, Lopez Hardwood Floor Services, and Comcast. To all the sponsors not mentioned here, the Cougars want you to know they're very thankful for everything you do every year to ensure the athletes have everything that they need. And that gives us a chance to thank Jim and Beth with the Cougars for really just giving us everything that we could have asked for. Jim Benanati, the president, and Beth, who's she's gone out of her way to get us schedules and rosters and everything else. She's been fantastic. So we thank them. That's Jim Benanati right there. And you know, the great thing about Jim, he doesn't want the credit. He doesn't want, he just wants what's good for the kids. Fumble on the play. It's covered up there by number 1, Asen Cuevas. But very, very selfless in all that they do. And when we read these ads and we talk about that they're in it for the kids, I mean, I've never seen anything like it. They bring in portable lights. They bring in lifts. They get everything that these kids need. And it's not just to become better football players, it's to become better citizens. And that is kind of the goal and a mission statement of these Cougars. So if you're looking for something for your kids to become involved with, I know they're talking about a cheer program down the road as well. If you're looking for something for your kids to get involved with, look no further than these Nashua Cougars. They are a top-notch organization, and they're A-plus people. Drop back to pass. Chucks one up. Go route just beyond the reach, and a great effort there and a pretty throw with the wind at his back. That was number 8. That was Andrew Gunderson trying to run that one down. What a throw from Gavin Harnham with the wind at his back. That thing was traveling 35, 40, 45 yards in the air. A rainmaker if ever there was one. Some of the players kind of patting each other on the back as they know it's probably the last time some of them are going to face off with one another here in this championship game as they head off to the side. 117 and counting on an incomplete pass. I think we're missing some players out there. Unless New Hampshire moves to 7-man football, I think we're going to need some more guys. Fun stuff. Oh, my goodness. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. 46 seconds left on the dial, and it is running. And does that make 11? Maybe. Let's see. And he'll take a knee. And that should just about do it. as Nathan Berry takes the last snap of the 2024 season. And with 20 seconds to go, the Cougars run to the sideline, start celebrating with one another. And to the victor go the spoils, a 36-6 win for the Nashua Cougars. It didn't start out pretty as a punt block gave the Lancers an early 6-0 lead, and then a big play offensive explosion took place by these Cougars. And what a season for Nashua. They will capture the 2024 Division I Junior High, Northeast Junior High State Championship game behind an all-around great effort. And the coaches and the players and the parents, well done, sir. Great job. We met some really cool people here. We're going to try to head down to the field and get some post-game interviews, some final thoughts as both teams are going to meet down at the center of the field. I'm going to sign off here as Coach Travis gets water, Gatorade dumped on him. My name is Jason Roby, and I'll be back with some post-game interaction right after this. Your final score, 36-6. The Cougars are the Division I champions. We'll be right back after this.
I'm a beast. Yeah, I'm in my own zone. It's beast mode time, so go hard or go home. I'm a beast. Yeah, I got it on my mind. See, I came here to shine, so let's get it on the grind. I'm a beast. Yeah, I'm in my own zone. It's beast mode time, so go hard or go home. I'm a beast. Yeah, I got it on my mind. See, I came here to shine, so let's get it on the grind. Step up in the building, swagger on point, right? Put your seatbelt on, cause it's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long fight, but then again, maybe not. I'm about to get it in. Yeah, I got it on my mind. Let's end this thing in regulation. I ain't thinking overtime, cause I didn't work overtime, and I ain't trying to overgrind. I transform the beast mode just like I was prime. I can't hit the ball hard. I love this game, it's all I got. That's why I'm going all out and give it everything I got. Yeah, I give it all I got. As if it was my only shot. I play the game to win to the end until I pass out.
Stadium, everybody. We are standing here with the state champions. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
State
does.
champions. We're here with head coach, Coach Fowler, a couple of great players here in the game, Kevin Roig and Xavier Maldonado. And fellas, great game today. We're going to start with your coach. I know he's a little cold right now because he just got a Gatorade bath.
Yeah.
Coach, how you feeling right about now?
Frozen. I'm frozen right now, but the happiest frozen I've ever had.
That's good stuff. The game didn't start the way you wanted it to. I imagine that wasn't in the plans with a block punt and a scoop and score for 6.
Yep.
What'd you tell the guys at that point? A lot of football left to be played?
Yeah, just keep your heads up. We've been in this situation before. We can go through and get it done, and they really responded, and it was awesome.
Any big adjustments that you made from the first time that you played this Londonderry team? Because it looked like you guys were dialed in, even with that interesting start to your game. After that, it looked like you were dialed in. Did you do anything different in practice this week, or was it business as usual?
Yeah, so we watched a lot of film. We were really prepared for them, and we knew that we had to be the physical team, and that was going to be what made the difference today. So.
Excellent. Well, congratulations. I'm going to come over here to this young man right here, Kevin Roy. Take that, buddy. Put that right underneath your chin, and I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, and you just kind of fire away.
Yes, sir.
I thought you played a fantastic game today, not just offensively, because there aren't a lot of teams that can go 4th and 22 and just say, how do we get out of 4th and 22? We don't have any plays in the playbook for 4th and 22. Tell you what, you run deep, and I'll throw the ball deep to you, and you catch it. But bigger for me were the plays defensively that you made in the end zone. Talk to us a little bit about those one-on-one matchups that you had in the end zone when you knocked the ball away from that receiver. What was your mindset looking for that football?
So I watched a lot of film.
Yep.
On Jackson, number 5.
Yep.
Really good player. But I was dialed in.
Did you have some conversations and some back and forths with some of those guys out there during the course of the game? And what were those conversations like?
Saying, keep your head up. Keep your head up.
Good stuff. You had some real good sportsmanship out there. What's it feel like for you to be a state champion right now? How good does that feel for you right now?
Feels really good. Really
Was
good.
it cold out here on the field today? Was it windy? And now does that even matter? Could it be like 100 degrees in your mind right now?
Wouldn't matter.
Awesome. Congratulations, man. Great game out there. Well done. State champ. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Kevin Roy, some unbelievable plays offensively, some great defensive plays. He was dialed in today. We'll take it over to the X-Man. Hand that right over to your teammate here. X, congratulations, bud. Great game out there today. Couple of big plays. We talked to your teammate Kevin about 4th and 22. You guys are a mile and a half behind the sticks when most teams would just punt and play defense. You're like, no, we're going to roll right, throw a reverse pass, and hit my man deep in the end zone. Did you have confidence in him the entire time to make that
the
throw?
whole game I had confidence in him.
Yeah, and talk to us about yourself and your running style. There were times where it seemed like you were stopped in the backfield. You kept those legs churning and got some tough yardage. Is that something that you work on in practice? Is that something that you do in the off season in the weight room? How do you become that kind of a runner?
Well, just never stop him. Just no days off. Just keep going on the off season. Just never stop him.
No days off. Talk to me a little bit, guys, about this team. You guys maybe arrived a year early. You're back again for another trip
Yes, sir.
at this, right? And
Yes, sir.
is that the mindset here where the business is not done yet? 2024 is done, but we're still playing for something more. Is this a legacy type thing for you guys to build on?
Yes, sir. We're just going into the off season. Keep working hard. Next year, we're coming back for number 3.
What do you guys do in the off season? Football season is over for now, but what do you do anything in the winter season?
Yeah, me personally, I just wrestle.
Yep.
And I just keep working on my craft. Just keep going.
That's good stuff. How about you, Kevin? What do you do in the off season?
Just train.
Yep.
Keep camps.
Going to camps, keep getting better and better. Well, boys, guess what? You're state champs. Congratulations. Go enjoy yourself. Make good choices tonight. Be safe.
Yes, sir.
And we look forward to calling some more games on you guys next year, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, give your microphone back to your coach, who has gotten himself a jacket
Thank you.
in between from the last time we spoke. Coach, we'll wind it up with you. We see you on the sidelines a lot with the Nashua North Titan coaching staff. I know you guys have a great relationship with them. You've spent a lot of hours in my office at Nashua North, and we have a good time in there. How important is that relationship? Because I notice you have a lot of former Nashua North coaches on your staff, guys that wore the blue and white for many years. How important is that for these younger kids to see these Titans helping out?
I think it's huge. I think it makes all the difference in the world to be able to run a similar style to what they run. We have a lot of like you said, alumni that played at Nashua North that are now coaching with me down here. That really helps a lot to run the system the way that we want to.
Have you scratched the surface with this group? Is the best yet to come? Do you ever look a little further ahead than right now, or is it enjoy this now and worry about tomorrow, or do we think down the road maybe?
Of course. So I think that we're just getting started with them. They're a young group and they're hungry and they want to win. But for now, I'm going to enjoy this one tonight and we'll go from there.
Coach, congratulations. Get yourself a nice hot shower. Enjoy this one, and we'll talk to you soon. We'll see you around North, I'm sure, in the coming days. All right. Coach Kevin Fowler, Coach State Champion Coach Fowler, the Division I title winner here at Gill Stadium. It's cold down here. It's windy, but it's not so bad when you get to crown yourself a state champ. My name is Jason Roby. I want to thank you all for watching us here on The Highlight Guy all year. We'll be back for basketball, wrestling, you name it. We'll be covering it this in the coming winter season. I want to thank you all for watching. For my partner, Steve, my name is Jason Roby, reminding you it's not the critic who counts, but you can always count on the critic. Take care, everybody.